My overall goal in life is to live a life that I'm passionate about, to every day look back and think, I did something different, I had a spark in my eye, I really went for something. I've been completely shaped by mogul skiing and the challenges I've faced in that, and working with other people, learning from my coaches, learning from my teammates, seeing the world. I've really become who I am largely because of my experience in mogul skiing. The last few years, I've felt this desire to give back, to share what I've learned, to share this spark and my belief the world will be a better place if all of us focus on our passions and pursue them. It's energizing, it's exciting, and I think you're the most likely to be successful at something that you love. What do you stand for? What makes you tick? What do you want to be remembered for? Are you choosing to be reactive or proactive in your life? These are questions I asked myself regularly while competing in freestyle mogul skiing, when preparing for this speech, and when making decisions. I stand for living a life driven by passion. I'm more energized when I'm proactive, and pushing myself makes me tick. For each person, it's different, and there's no right answer. But it's important to ask, to consciously check in with yourself at regular intervals, and make sure you're heading where you want to go, and that what you're doing will get you there. My first big challenge in mogul skiing came when I realized in order to get where I wanted to go, I had to overcome my inner demons. In the spring of 2009, one of my favorite people got frustrated with me and said, "I wonder what you could achieve if you believed in yourself as much as everyone else does." It hit me at a deep level as I realized I truly didn't believe in myself. So I decided to try an experiment of going into everything I did, simply taking a deep breath and saying, "I believe." That shift inspired me to seek out a mental strength coach, and it changed my life. I learned to completely retrain my thoughts through a twice-daily journaling system, learning to train my mind as I had been training my body for years. With consistent coaching, I was able to stop focusing on fears of injury and self-doubt by making a conscious effort to feed off my strengths and be in the present moment. This journaling system is something anyone can do, and I encourage you to try it. In the morning, write an overall objective and 3 things you want to do that day. At the end of the day, write 3 things you did well before writing only 1 thing you want to improve on. In August, when I started this journaling system, I was 27th overall, with no guaranteed opportunities to try out for the Olympics in Vancouver, which were 6 months away. By mid-January, I'd earned my first 3 World Cup podiums, was 2nd overall in the world, and had punched a ticket to my first Olympics. In Vancouver, I did what I, thank you. In Vancouver, I did what I consider to be the stock standard female mogul run with a 360 and a backflip. It was the perfect call at the time, and although it was pouring rain for our event, there's nowhere in the world I would have rather been. To be one of 4 women with the honor to represent the US in mogul skiing is an accomplishment I'll cherish forever. That being said, jumping's my favorite part about competing. I think it's the most exciting to watch and represents the freestyle of my sport. I promised myself if I qualified for the Olympics again, I would throw 2 more difficult tricks. The tricks that really energize me and prove on the world stage that women could do them too. 3 main things stood in my way. 1, I needed to learn a back full, which is a laid-out backflip with a full twist, and I had to really improve my D-spin, which is an off-axis 720. 2, considering mogul skiing is a judged sport, and I was one of few women throwing either of these tricks, my jumps were being compared to the men, and I wasn't always placing very well. And 3, I was constantly up against fear, as well as juggling various people's opinions against my own. Often, I didn't end up competing my back full, and with the Olympics approaching, I was frustrated, scared, and sad. At my core, I felt I had to fight the one style that's taken over the sport of freestyle and stand for innovation. Before my final run in Sochi, I went to my coaches and told them I was throwing my bigger tricks no matter what. I refused to let this chance pass me by, knowing I would never forgive myself if I didn't do what I'd been talking about for years. I proceeded to have one of my favorite mogul runs of my entire career, competing both back full and D-spin for the first time by a female at that level. I came across the line thrilled with what I'd done, certain I would be moving on to the round of 12, yet finished 13th, and my Olympics was over in a flash. But that run is one of my proudest moments. It embodies what I stand for as an athlete and as a person. Since Sochi, people have asked me how I possibly managed to compete in a judged sport and not get angry. But I think life's a judged sport. And sometimes, no matter how hard you work, things don't go the way you hoped or thought they would. In reflecting, I realize I reached almost all my goals. And I hope to always be someone with another dream on the horizon and a goal that's a major stretch. I accept wholeheartedly I don't reach them all. And surrendering to that is part of the adventure. I'm sure some people think I'm crazy to take that risk on our biggest stage. But knowing the outcome, I'd choose the same thing every time. I'm not here to tell you if you believe it, you will achieve it. But I continue to believe it's worth going for what you want. Although a high-paced adrenaline rush sport is not forever in front of me, I hope I always find those things that light the flame inside me to be better, give more, and dream big. Looking back, I realize the results are important, but they weren't the real destination. It's the journey that holds the substance of our lives, what I call the intangibles. The deep friendships I've made, the places I've been, the moments I've laughed to the point of tears. Those are the things I'll hold on to and value most. At the end of the day, there's a lot outside our control, but I choose to remain a dreamer, believing it's possible for each of us to live a life we're passionate about and give the best we have to this world. What will you choose?